Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. Really got this going nicely here. Though it is eating up all the coal, just about. That's something to be slightly concerned about. It's going. That's the last thing it uses it for, so everything should be fine. So we can all these bricks. Really do not need this many bricks. I think I'm just gonna go set up a get rid of all the bricks system here. He's gonna move the bricks all over there first though, so it'll work. Alright. Right over here. Let us give ourselves some requester chests. I guess in this case, make requester chests. That's what we're actually doing. 5 enough? 5's probably enough. Requester chests. These requester chests would like to request things. These want stone bricks. Is that the number in storage currently? 129,000? Oh boy. I would like 10,000 bricks. Okay. Look in the system here. Yeah, there's 120,000 bricks. All these boxes want all the bricks you can bring, robots. And these will take these, put them here instead of in storage. That'll be good. We'll make some bulk inserters. Just drop all the bricks in lava. Filters just wants all the bricks. Nothing else should go in these chests. Then, this is right next to the lava. That felt like more of a, it was not right next to the lava. Worth checking, I suppose. Okay. Is there some power, I guess? Alright. And then, requester chests. It's using a lot of robot stuff, but the current way we have this whole thing set up is not perfect in terms of getting rid of the stone and bits. Here we go. Request all the stone bricks. Out of storage, put into here, dumped in the lava. All the robots will work on that for a bit here. We have 400 logistics spots. And we really don't have more space for them to charge than that. I'm just gonna tax the power here. Only like half power consumption currently. That's probably fine. You get to work getting rid of the 120,000 stone bricks that we don't need. We have one box that just has some stone bricks. Yes, this one. It's also getting a little bit full. This is also feeding into the concrete maker, which is feeding into the drills maker, which is apparently out of electric energy units, but it's actually the mining drills, which are here. Okay. That's also working. Look at all the robots being very productive. Taking all the stone bricks, putting them away in the lava. And then we pump it back out as more lava. Well, that doesn't change the lava composition, so there's still all the ore in there, so it's fine. Oh yeah. And it should now move all the stone bricks from the provider chests to the requester chests. Just kind of skip the storage chests entirely. So all the extra space we have here should be fine. Should be working out great. Okay. And they're just doing their best. Roboport power. It's a little bit. There's the blackout. Anyways, things should be working out all right now. Now we need to think what we want to do about sending things to space. Yeah, this box just filling up with metallurgic science packs. I guess we can do multiple of these. Or make a requester chest for the metallurgic science packs to be brought down this way. Or we could just manually carry thousands of things, that's also fine. How much metallurgic science packs do we even really need right now? Let's see what that would do for us. We could keep upgrading, like, just an infinite amount of the artillery stuff. It's definitely something. Infinite amount of low density structure productivity. We need 2,000 for this. Once we get to later places. 2,000 for that, 500 for this. At least set up the first few infinites. And we also need 3,000 for this one, but that's also much later. And then we need a bunch of them for all these different things. Well, some of these different things. As we continue to the very, very end. Infinite research productivity. Wild. Okay. So for now, we're just going to send a good amount of this over to space. We also want to possibly send some of the things we can only make with the stuff here up to the rockets. Alternatively, send the resources up there, which is also an option. You compare just the weight of things in total. Let's go look at all the different things we can only make here with the stuff that we need. If we look into here, from metallurgic science pack, tungsten steel, big mining drills, tungsten carbide, foundries, big mining drills, all kinds of stuff. I also have some of these bricks on us. There you go. It's currently being put into regular chests. That's doing good. That's the provider chests. For you, and you, and you. We should have most of these ones down here already in passive provider chests. We got the cliff explosives. We've got the cannon shells. Got the artilleries. I don't know how many of those we really need to bring. It is an option, though. Okay. Give ourselves some space around the rocket here. Go. Get some more requester chests here. Can we make our requester chests? Yeah. Or is not requesting requester chests. That's an option. It's not requesting provider chests. I guess they are. Oh wait, this is storage, satisfaction. That's a provider. Yeah, it's here. Still getting attacked over at the starting planet. That's fine. Okay. Let's set up things that we could potentially want to put in the rocket here. Also make sure we have the space for it. Alright. We got stuff like the foundries. We got stuff like the big mining drills. And there's also the artilleries. And of course the artillery shells. We got the metallurgic science packs, which are going to be in much higher quantities. I guess we, instead of having that like that, we'll put the cliff explosives on this side. Except some cliff explosives. Then we just need to figure out if it's actually worth sending the things on the rocket, or if it's more worth it to send the science, or the ores and such. This will request whole piles of metallurgic science bank. Just fill up on these. That'd be good. Okay. We're gonna do a deep dive on how much space it would take to just send these. Rocket capacity of 5. I mean, once it actually gets up there, it's more doable. It's not like each individual rocket's a huge deal. So we could just send the things. That'd be the easiest way of dealing with it. But what to send? Also, anything else we need here? What are you doing? Nothing? Anything else we need to make with this? I see recipes that use things. Maybe. If we look back in here again, just keeping track of all the different stuff here. Next science pack, we got the tungsten steel, the big mining drill, the foundry, tungsten carbide, carbon. We can grab carbon in space, so that's not its own thing here. Volcanus, there's that much stuff. We do steam and industrialization, that's just in regular like oil refineries and chemical plants, so that's not specific. The foundries, definitely something. The big mining drills, the tungsten steel. We do artillery wagons. We don't have any artillery wagons. If we want to set that up, that'd be fun. Not all the stuff that needs, though. My goodness. The cliff explosives. Mass destruction. We're making those. Asteroid reprocessing doesn't actually take anything. It's just doable. Coal liquefaction needs steam. Can we get steam from other things? Just make that in boilers. So that's still potentially doable anywhere we want. Also, structure is just productivity, so that's fine. Rail support foundations. The other rails on the deep part of the ocean, that's just doing a thing. Speed module 3s would require just tungsten carbide, or we'd have to we'd either send the tungsten carbide or make speed module 3s here. But we don't have that researched yet either. And the turbo transport belts require the tungsten plates and all the previous things. Again, we could potentially set it up here, but then we'd have to travel between the planets. We'd either need to travel between the planets bringing things, or travel between the planets other options. Let's fill this up with things, just so we have options. Big mine drills, you betcha. Artilleries. Send like, just fill it up. In case we want more artilleries. Artillery shells. I mean, you can only fit like 48, but that's fine. Cliff explosives. Go for now. Cliff explosives. Just go infinite, it's also fine. Alright. We get numerous ones of these, all the different places. We have everything set up to send everything there. Down to only 105,000 bricks now, so that's great. It's also making progress, kinda. It's currently going here. This is full down this way, that's fine. I'm only making so much of the carbide here. That's fine. It's going. It's being made. And stored. Let's see if this these boxes over here are filling up. Oh, they're keeping up with it. Alright, that's good. Power's doing also fine. Love it. And steam for the power. How's that doing? That's also something to be aware of. It's ticking. It's going through the steam for sure. Then it makes the next set of steam with plenty of time before it needs to make the next set of steam. Currently. Okay. That's all going. This is all going. Are they keeping up with the amount of science being made in here? Till they put it in all those boxes down there? I suppose. Okay. Next question would be, do we want to have these specific things in other places? The foundries are pretty cool. They can definitely do other things also. Currently, it's really working with the magma and the stuff for that. But it does do other things too. There's other options. Making big mine drills or foundries wouldn't matter other places. If we don't have the tungsten carbide or tungsten carbide and molten iron. Logistics, it could make all of these. Just requires the ingredients, the normal ingredients for all this. That's definitely a value of this, setting up the belt production faster. Also, the pipes and the pipes to ground. We get molten iron, which is possible. Not from the lava, which needs the lava and calcite. I guess the molten part of this also requires calcite. Iron ore and calcite. Iron ore and calcite. We can melt the plates with just this. Or take the molten iron. But to have the molten iron, we would need the lava or ore and also the calcite. So we can't really cast anything if we don't have the calcite at all. So that's really kind of a limiting factor there. To make some, but we need to ship all the calcite around. It's not ideal. Okay, so if we can't really get the molten stuff very effectively other places, is it worth sending any of these out? We would need to send calcite with it in order to actually make the molten stuff. And that would be all of this. Requires molten, requires molten, requires molten. And tungsten and molten. The science bank. Molten iron. Yeah, we can't melt anything without calcite. Which I don't think we can really get elsewhere currently. We have the big mines here that just make calcite. That's fine. We can make carbon from coal sulfuric acid. Pretty much it though. Calcite's more of an ore than anything here. Oh yeah. I don't think it's really very important to send the foundries then. The big mining drills should be fine though. More mining stuff, less resource drain. The big mining drills are actually useful for mining things. What a thought. I've been attacked again. Wild. Artillery's interesting and all, but just shipping the artillery shells would be wildly inconvenient. Even with all the storage space that we have here. Which currently has no rocks. Turn off the rock takers for a little bit. I don't think it's used in any of the stuff to make any of the stuff. More space science. We need more space science. If we want to send a bunch of metallurgic science back, probably won't worry about that for right now. Yeah, even with all of this space available, storage is 12 used out of 259. 9 plus 200 from all the extra ones. Even with all this space, sending individual shells up here would be not good. So instead, we would want to send the tungsten plates if we wanted to use artilleries anywhere else. Either that or just make a absolute fleet of space stations go in between places. It's also technically an option. I don't think we're really going to worry about artilleries. Cliff explosives, though. Would love to have cliff explosives available. So what we're going to do is start that going. So we want some drills and explosives. That's pretty much what we're looking at here. So let us set things up here. You just stop. You can stop. You're already full, but you can stop anyways. These are for delivery, that's fine. Yeah. We want many cliff explosives, many big mining drills, a whole bunch of science. This is what we are currently looking to get here. Okay. So what we now need to do is set up the platform here with requests for stuff here. We want cliff explosives, just a heap of them. What are we thinking? Stack to 20? 400. And then we also want some big mining drills. How many big mining drills can we send up? Our capacity of 20. That's not bad. We'll send up many big mining drills. Request the biggest mining drills you got. Again, let's do a lot. Maybe 20 stacks, that'd be 20 stacks. It's just a start. And we'll grab some metallurgic science packs. Like what? 40,000 or something? Let's start with that. Okay. Now the rocket will send things up as it can. Put the power poles ready. Filled. And it's gonna deliver. Yep. Automatic delivery. Love it. Big mine drills. Metallurgic science packs. So it launches our first set of that in space. Fills up with just a random selection of the individual things here. Well, it just keeps it going. We got some of that, some of those, some of these. So keep making more rockets, sending them up, filling it up with stuff. Should be good. We'll see how that progresses. But now, as we're asking it to make more things here again, we're gonna keep on even more things. I'm gonna fill this up with foundries eventually. They're pretty cool. Are the foundries still useful for making the belts though? That actually might be a use for foundries. Just to be convenient for that. So we wouldn't want to make big mine drills and foundries with them because we need the other things. We don't have any molten anything. But it can make belts. I mean, how many of these do we really need per planet? Just like a handful. We'll take some of those up with us, I guess. Or around to wherever we're going with them. Right, it's filling up with things. Launching more stuff. Alright. We should be getting stuff up here. Some storage. High capacity usage. Gonna auto deliver the cargo. Launch the previous one. Space station. Travel to space station. Explosives, big mine drills, and metallurgic science pack. Rocket capacity, yes. You send him? Does anyone get here yet? Not enough to fill one rocket, not enough to fill one rocket, not enough to fill one rocket. It's competing. Okay. Do we need individual launch sites for each thing? That's not great. It's not very automated if it doesn't just send it here. Do we set this? This is going to do logistics requests from space platform, so that's not right. We're trying to get all the things in here at the same time. Continue moving it up. We can deliver the cargo. It'll go. I thought we already launched one rocket, though. What happened to that? I guess that one was just full of one thing. It's just the first 20 cliff explosives. Right, and then this fills up with, again, a random selection of things. That's not gonna work. We're just sending that up. It's not the best way to do this. If we only have one thing individually, it will work. We would make it automatically switch between the things. I just end up needing many rocket spots for each thing we want to send up. Be the most convenient way. Without trying to do some weird circuitry or something. That would get expensive a little bit, though, wouldn't it? Making more rocket silos. Thousands and thousands of resources to send one thing to space. Technically an option. Each of these... It's also very expensive in terms of just making all the rocket parts for this. In order to... It takes 50 processing units to send 20 cliff explosives to another place. Would it just be cheaper? I mean, do the cliff explosives even need it? Explosives, barrel, calcite, okay. I mean, what would be heavier? Cliff explosives. Just make one cliff explosive? I think it does. We'd also consider changing what we use then. So it might be cheaper to just send stuff. Then we'd have to set up processing for everything in other places, making all the new things when it gets there. That also has its disadvantages, of course. 2 pipes to ground, yeah. Alright. If we were going to, say, send the cliff explosives with a rocket capacity of 20, could we instead send a bunch of calcite to possibly make cliff explosives? I have to look at the calcite weights. Do you have calcite? Not particularly. So we'll grab some calcite from where it's at right now. Calcite. We're looking at rocket capacity of 500, 10 stacks. Then we have 10 stacks, and then we have to move between the planets more often. It would fit on the rockets, but then it needs to fit in the storage once it gets to space, too. So, that's another thing to consider. This whole multi-planetary system is going to get complicated. We're trying to move all this stuff to the same places in some fashion. Feels like really just swarm of space stations would kind of solve the problems. But then we also would need to arm and fuel the space stations, moving around everywhere. Yeah. So in terms of weight or anything, we could send the cliff explosives. Rocket capacity is each individual rocket could only send 20 of these, which would be 200 calcite. Or we could send 500 calcite. But then we would need to make the cliff explosives elsewhere. We already have a cliff explosives maker here that's just working. And honestly, we got a good amount of storage up here. Anyways, it's pretty fine. It's got a lot of space. We can also always add more cargo bays, technically. I don't know how heavy we could make a space station. It does have a weight. We've only been going with the one thruster, so we could probably make it at least 3 times larger. Then we need to consider fuel storage also, which is another whole separate thing. Lots of things to consider, I suppose. But yeah, for now, is sending cliff explosives at a good rate here. As quickly as it can make all these. Is this being limited in some fashion? The low density structures, rocket fuel, and processing units. Processing units are currently going at roughly half speed only because they don't have enough advanced circuits. If we upped this much quicker, we would run out advanced circuit production. Kind of just almost need to get more advanced circuits. Solve that. And then how's it looking on the other sides of things here? At the rocket fuel, come over from here. Look, it's cliffs in the way. It's a beautiful day. Rocket fuel is almost at full tilt currently. I think we could just add more rocket stuff, but there's also all the situations with oil things here still too. Kind of running out of the fuels here frequently for everything. And the third thing, the low density structures. That's just being produced right here. Currently it's just all going fast enough. Again, increase production, put a bunch of speed modules up or something, and you got a bunch of stuff going. At least put some productivity modules in here, I guess. That'd at least be a little bit of help. Productivity plus 4%. Save us some resources. Also makes the speed go down, though. So, kind of at capacity here for that. Do like 3 productivity and a speed to cancel it out. That'd be about right. Yeah. We could also always put up a whole pile of beacons and things too. That's enough for right now, though. How goes the taking out the stone? We're at 56,000 left. Well, it's taking a little bit, but it's getting it done. It's getting the job done. All right. In terms of amount sent up here so far, we're at somehow only extra 10 here. How do we send 10? Not enough to fill 1 rocket. Let's burn it in. Send to the next rocket. Okay. And then just the time it takes to send the next rocket here is limited by the speed of things. Definitely, it's faster than it's currently going. Oh, we got all the advanced circuits are gone. We're doing that thing where we get to the point where we're actually outpacing everything. Productivity. I'll make this slightly faster-ish, but also slower. It's a mixed bag. We're back to we are not making enough copper wire because the belts are too slow to get past all the first ones here. And that's what's limiting the advanced circuit production. Alright. And now it's going past it. Because it's springing back and forth between things. It's making enough electronic circuits, it uses up all the wire, and then it fills up the electronic circuits, and then the wire gets passed to make more advanced circuits. It's a process out here, that's for sure. Yeah, if we want to send a solid amount of all the things we're trying to send here, it's gonna take a little bit. Really, I'm questioning how we managed to get 10 cliff explosives up here. Should come in 20s, and then a 10. Like, it looks like we did manage the cliff explosives, big mining drills, and metallurgic science packs one time there. That was the one we manually sent up. Okay. We're gonna end up with slightly odd numbers of things. That's alright. How many of these can be sent per ship? A capacity of 1,000. That's decent. There's like 40 rocket launches for that. We wanted to send 20 rocket launches of that, 20 rocket launches of that. Oh boy. We definitely do with some more speed here. Do we need to send this many of everything? We can use this many of everything? I'm not even sure. Let's temper some expectations here. 200 of these. 200 of these. And like, we really need too many of these. It's like 10,000 is fine. Okay. Expectations have been tempered. Okay. We'll be able to send all that, and that'll be fine. We can definitely send a pile of this up too. Pile of foundries just for making belts. I already have a belt maker set up, but this also works. It's got the bonus productivity just built in anyways, so that's pretty good. Foundries would not work unless we sent a whole bunch of calcite. Unless other places also have calcite. That's also technically an option, I guess. How are you guys doing? You are starving for carbon because you're starving for coal. Because everybody's using up all the coal. Where's all the coal going? Everywhere? It's going over here to coal liquefaction, which we still have in basic coal liquefaction, unfortunately. Coal is not doing a full belt of it either, because this one's out of coal. Okay. We're going to set up some more coal mining here. Kind of just going down the middle, which is like not the ideal way of doing things. I guess so. You actually set up the mines here to be slightly better. Also, this is on top of the coal. That's alright. If we just set up a more robust longevity coal mining system here, that'd be fine. There, let's go get to here. I feel like we need much more than that anyways. So we'll go over this way. The overlap is fine. It's a very large coal vein here too. We're staying inside. There is best ways to do this and worst ways to do this. It's fine. Kind of in the middle-ish. There's gonna be some coal and stuff just lying in here. It's fine. As long as it mostly gets the idea of the job done here. Of covering most of the coal area. That'll be fine. And then this just all needs to connect here. We're not using more than this amount, so just having more coal belts is fine too. It's something. It's something. Not connected. Wild. And they got good range and everything, so it's fine. These are connected. These are connected. Oh. And they just need to go around to their side of things. Also, just all connects. All gets there eventually. Ish. Not really. I've already seen this is not the most effective way of getting things connected. All that matters is there's plenty of mining drills that'll eventually get where they're getting to. Or whatever. Solving some problems here at least. So those ones. There was another space launch. And this is all connected. Not perfect. Definitely going to obviously favor some of these above others. I mean, in the literal sense, it's favoring these ones and these ones right now. And this one. It's fine. Which coal is here? 1 million. I think 1 million coal is probably good enough. Need a few more drills here. What are we doing on sending things we know? We are out of low density structures. Why? So we're out of plastic. Okay. And the plastic's coming from here, which it's not. It's all getting taken up making the advanced circuits. Okay. And we're not getting more plastic because oil, of course. I really would like to not have to completely redesign oil here. Because we're low on petroleum gas. We're low on petroleum gas because we're low on light oil. And we're low on light oil because we are a bit low on heavy oil. And we're low on heavy oil because we are not making enough in these. Yeah. Noted. I also have more things we need to put in the rocket launcher here. We're also getting a little low on calcite. We should also need to go put more mines there. Right. You can have the rest of your stuff here. Just isn't going to do anything because you're not getting any low density structures. I need some mining drills. Go nicely set up the calcite. I need to get oil better under control here. Right. This section here. Let's try to do an actual or a grid kind of idea. Let's put them the right distance away. The robots on us. Robots, explode. There you go. Then robots explode. All the things in the way there. We can just keep the other sides like this, just to be easier on ourselves. It's like a hybrid kind of idea here. There's some space for things, or we could also make it in a way that we have a space between them available if not being currently used. That's also an option. We're also completely out of calcite while we do this, so that's also something to consider. Where is the edge of this? Kind of here? On the map screen. Yes. Enough space between them that we could, in theory, put one there. Then space for potential concept of the future belts and stuff. Some cliff explosives. I'd say this is probably a better style here. As long as we're not in a situation where we actually can make use of everything that the miners are mining. This is going to be far more than enough for the current amount of stuff that's here. Just comes through here. And through here. Power on the back side of things. It's like a half mine more than anything, which is plenty. Also hook it up to the last bit up here too. Right. And then except that. We'll probably re-put down the coal mine to be more like this. So reaching the end of here, not quite. It'd be good to make use of the whole mine, I'd say. And how much is even left over here, really? Just a little bit. It's getting up to there. So we got these ones here, essentially. Why not? Slightly unnecessary, which is fine. They'll just finish using all their stuff. Great. That has more than enough calcite mining. There's also still this part up here, though. We got all these mining drills. Might as well set them up. That's the idea, at least. This is easily enough mining capacity for all this. And the last one up here can just be a weird spot. Put that one in here. Connect it on the assumption that we could also put more in the middle here. Make that actually work. Yeah, that is more of an idea here. Could make a blueprint or something. It really depends on exactly the shape of the mine and everything. This is a good amount of calcite coming out. So that's working nicely. Alright. So all the calcite's just flowing in here. It's definitely getting used, it seems. Still flowing this way. Piles of calcite going over here. Also going up here. And taken by all the different mines. Right over here. Where it's actually stopping. Alright. So it is fixing back in here again. Okay, that's good. Plastic is still a no, though. We have oil problems. That's okay. In terms of stuff up here, we got 170 of the cliff explosives. Looks like a handful more rocket parts are getting through. The plastic is getting through because we've made enough of the advanced circuits again that's actually getting past where it's being used. Until it needs to make more advanced circuits and then it stops working again. Alright. This could be one more set of cliff explosives sent up. So it's going to ask for more because that's going to get to 190. We can blow up some cliffs with that. It's obviously not an infinite amount. Definitely the sending rockets portion is another problem in this mix. But we want at least some cliff explosives. They're a good thing. Again, a bit of productivity from these. Okay. Stop putting more cliff explosives in. Let's put more cliff explosives in. Okay, so that should be the last set of cliff explosives. And then I want to send some out. How did you manage to do that? It's already enough. Oh. When I rotate it, took out the cliff explosive. And then it put in the drill. Okay. There we go. That's what happened. That'll be the last launch of cliff explosives. I will fill this. I'll send the mining drills. No, I guess I was accepting automatic requests from space platforms. So that's fine. You're requesting it. I mean, it didn't work. You need to go. I'll be fine. Do we need more oil? Looks like we need more oil. Well, we can work with that. Set it up to keep this function in here. Even if we're not going to be sending more space stuff back to get more here. We just need to be able to send up the rest of what we're doing here. Might just change the whole thing over to the advanced coal liquefaction. So that'd be fine. Another thing to do while we wait for all these rockets. Next time. Goodbye.